Welcome back to the Unlock Your Potential podcast. I'm Matt Faupel, founder of FaupelX, and this is where we get serious about commercial real estate leadership and operations. If you're a property manager or a CRE leader who wants to scale smarter, build trust with your stakeholders, and lead with precision, you're in the right place. Today we're talking about something that separates the managers who just work at a building from the leaders who build long-term success, the tenant experience. Because here's the reality. In today's market, tenants don't just renew because of the square footage or the location. They renew because they feel valued. They renew because they feel connected. They renew because living or working in your property actually makes their lives better. And if you can deliver that, you don't just get renewals. You get referrals, stronger occupancy, and a reputation that becomes your competitive advantage in the market. Happy tenants are sticky tenants, as many say. They stay longer, they recommend your building, and they help create a very positive community culture. On the flip side, a single unresolved maintenance issue or a sense that management doesn't care can send people shopping at their next lease renewal time. Think about it this way. Your property isn't just real estate, it's an experience. And in a world where people can work from anywhere, live in countless markets, and compare properties online instantly, experience is the ultimate difference between locations. Let's be clear, amenities don't mean you have to spend millions of dollars to make the tenants happy. They mean being intentional about creating value. And here's a couple ideas that can help move that needle. If you're taking notes, this is a great time to jot some ideas down. Concierge services, from package deliveries to dinner reservations, dry cleaning, massage, chiropractic. These services add real convenience. They make people feel looked after, not just leased to. On-site fitness centers, health and wellness are a top priority, especially post-pandemic. A clean, modern gym or group fitness space is a direct investment in tenant satisfaction. Upgraded common areas. Think about Wi-Fi, comfortable seating that has power, co-working spaces, and game rooms. These aren't just nice to haves anymore. These are lifestyle drivers for the community at your property. Tenant experience apps, mobile platforms that allow tenants to book rooms, request maintenance or services, and stay informed instantly about what's going on site. This is how modern tenants expect to engage with their property management team. These topics aren't gimmicks. They're difference makers that turn a space into a community. If amenities are the wow factor, then something else to consider is maintenance is one of the foundational pillars of tenant experience too. Every manager knows this. A tenant's patience can evaporate in seconds when something breaks. A leak, an outage, a security issue, immediately the clock starts ticking. Fast, professional, and consistent maintenance responses are one of the single most important service level factors when it comes to renewals. Add a proactive maintenance inspection, preventive maintenance plan, and you will be reducing complaints before they even happen. Here's a leadership move to consider. To measure and publish your response times. If a tenant knows that the average request is closed within 24 hours, they stop worrying. Transparency builds trust. They understand what's happening in the back of house. But tenant experience isn't just about fixing problems, it's about creating connections at your property. Some ideas to consider as you're taking notes. Tenant appreciation events, barbecues, holiday parties, wellness workshops. These are small investments that can have big returns on building your community and loyalty. Workshops and classes, things like cooking, finance, wellness, show that you care about them as individuals, about tenants, and it's more than just the property itself. Social gatherings, movie nights, trivia nights, themed events. This is how you create memories inside your building. There is nothing more important than a tenant on their drive home reflecting on a good day that something you could have facilitated happening on that property. Volunteer opportunities. Giving back to the community together creates pride and it bonds tenants to that property. When tenants know the people around them, whether they work for the same company or they're in a different tenant space or it's the property team themselves, they feel a part of a community and retention skyrockets. Leaders who push the envelope in this category, they win. Forward-thinking ideas are the way to go. Now, the thing to remember is every property has different DNA, but the trick is to experiment, to test, and then to double down on what's working for your property and your community. The truth is, you can't improve what you don't measure. So, leaders need to create some sort of feedback loop baked into their day to day operations. So, we all have heard these things before, but are you actually doing them and reviewing the results? Tenant satisfaction surveys, focus groups, one on ones, suggestion boxes, community portals, and don't forget the online reviews and social media pages. Don't ignore what's being said about your property to the public eye. The key to these things is not just collecting feedback, it's acting on it, showing the tenants that their voices matter. Enhancing tenant experience isn't fluff, I assure you, it's strategy. It reduces turnover costs, it creates referral pipelines, it strengthens your reputation with the owners, and it positions you more than just being a property manager. You become a community builder and asset strategist. And this is exactly where the industry is going, and that's where you want to be. Tenant experience is no longer optional. It's a playing field where renewals, reputation, revenue are won or lost. That's a wrap on today's episode of the Unlock Your Potential podcast. If this episode gave you some clarity on best practices or gave you some ideas, do me a favor and share it with someone else in commercial real estate. I have a much more in-depth guide with other ideas and things to consider on the Unlock Your Potential newsletter on LinkedIn. And also, if you have time, check out FaupelX.com, where there's links to CRE Pro on ChatGPT, which is another great tool for coming with ideas for events, initiatives, and improvements you can experience on site. Thanks for your time today. Until next time, keep going.